So yung pagiging lugi did not discourage you?
There were days na I think overall, cumulatively, up naman sa journey na yun. But I remember talaga those days na kikita ako in a week. Tapos the next week, 50% nun mawawala or even minsan lugi pa. Right? And I think that yun yung hindi nakikita sa social media. Kasi nauso yan, di ba? Na parang ito yung kinita ko sa market, sa mga pursuit ko sa markets. But in reality, the mental stress is not worth it.
Hi everyone, I'm April Tan and welcome to the first episode of Intelligent Investing, Saving versus Investing series. Today we're answering a question many young Pinoys ask. Too late na ba mag-start mag-invest in my 30s? Akala mo ba huli na ang lahat pag 30 ka na? What if I told you? Your 30s might actually be one of the best times to seriously build wealth. To help us answer this question, I'm glad to have with me Pael Bustamante, who is a wealth trainer at UL Financial and someone who's almost in his 30s, so this topic is very close to his heart. Hey, thank you, Pael, for joining me
Thank
today.
you, Miss April.
Okay, so Pael, first question ko sa'yo. Ano ba yung mga challenges ng mga 20s to 30-year-olds?
Or yung mga patrentahin.
Yes,
diba?
when it comes to
na lang,
investing.
yan.
Sige.
Kasi nakikita natin yan online, no, Miss April. So I think meron ako nakitang meme or post sa, I don't know if I was scrolling through Instagram ba yun or Facebook, pero nakikita ko siya all over social media na if patrentahin ka na daw or yan, late 20s or early 30s, either nasa tatlong bucket ka lang daw. So the first one is, ano yung travel itinerary mo or saan yung next adventure mo. The second one is yung sa fitness journey mo, di ba? Magma-marathon ka ba this year or mag-high rocks ka or magbo-bouldering ka. And the third one is yung romantic bucket. Kung magpo-propose na ba ako this year or papakasal na ba ako? Parang sa lahat ng feed ng mga friends ko, ganun yung discussion. So I think the biggest challenge today with that age range is ang daming pwedeng paggamitan ng pera. But all of those things, all of those life events, one thing is common, kailangan mo ng pera. So that's the biggest challenge that I'm seeing today. And I think it's getting more accessible with all the, payment options out there. Right? Credit card, buy now, pay later. So, yun. That's the biggest challenge.
Maraming distractions.
Yes, I think distractions. That's why I'm grateful enough, Miss April, to be invited here. That's why I can ask you directly. So with all the things that is, all the options out there to use my money. So, pero naririnig ko, kailangan ko daw mag-invest. So, do I need to invest? Or is this something na pagdating ko ng 40, 50-year-old, this is something I would be proud of, di ba?
I mean, the temptation is there not to invest. Kasi after all naman, I understand, syempre ang mindset ng somebody in their 30s, may job security naman ako Next month naman, may sweldo naman ako. Diba? I work so hard. I deserve naman to enjoy.
Yes.
Which obviously, I agree with that. But in your head, I think, syempre bata ka pa, hindi mo pa naisip, but if you're somebody my age, mas malapit na sa retirement, diba? So, that's something that will happen. I mean, that's a certainty. Parang death and taxes, diba? So, retirement is also a certainty.
Yes.
Na someday, you will reach that. And ako, ang gusto ko, I mean, every year, paganda ng pagandang buhay ko. Hindi naman maganda, diba? Parang, bakit si ganito nung bata? Travel ng travel, ang gaganda ng gamit. Tapos, when they reach, diba? 60s, sabay, bakit ganyan na lang? Yun. So I think that's something that we want to avoid. If you want to say na to sustain your lifestyle when you get older and become better, at least, di ba, you have peace of mind.
Yes.
Then you have to start thinking of it now. And ang isang for me, yung isang hindi ko makalimutan na anecdote that I remember from attending a personal finance seminar once is yung ang nakakwento sa akin na nakakwento ng speaker na yun nga, some people use their children as a retirement plan.
Sa Philippines, di ba?
Yes, pero gusto mo ba yun na pinagpapasahan ka ng anak mo?
Yes.
Na marinig mo biglang yung anak mo, ikaw na, tapos na ako last month. si mami nilabas ko. Syempre ayoko, gusto ko, pagtanda ko, pinag-aagawan ako ng mga anak ko kasi ako manlilibre sa kanila.
Ganda nun.
Yun. So, di ba? Yun ang dapat i-strive natin.
Yes.
When we get older, we'll still have a comfortable lifestyle and even more comfortable. Di ba? Na wala tayong worries.
Yeah. Ang ganda nung sinabi mo, Miss April, na dapat each year paganda ng paganda yung buhay mo. Pero, yun ba yung sinasabi nilang lifestyle inflation or iba pa yun?
Iba pa yun. Iba pa rin yun. Oo. It's just, I guess, when you get a pay increase, let's say you get a 10% pay increase, wag mo namang gastusin lahat, di ba?
Yeah.
Pwede namang hindi mo gastusin lahat ng pay increase sa mga yung mga gusto mo. Pwede namang gawin mo, prioritize the increase.
Right.
Say maybe 50% of it to additional investments.
Right. So whatever I have today, so parang allocate for enjoyment and then making sure na I'm allocating as well for the future. Right? Okay, so I think maganda yung sinabi mo, Miss April, na you also need to think of that in the future. And I think in terms of the Filipino setting, na you should break that curse of making your kids as a retirement. Maganda yung sinabi mong yun. So ikaw ba, Miss April, parang kailan mo yun naisip? Did you start nung fresh grad ka or when you work or 30s na rin nung nag-start ka mag-invest?
Actually, when I was in my 20s, I was already investing. Pero, like a lot of Filipinos, I had challenges too.
Yes.
Kasi when I started working, without telling you when, anong date nun when I was in my 20s, kulang yung sweldo, maliit lang siya. So, tapos yun na nga, invest. And then, in fact, my first investment in the stock market was an IPO. And then I had to borrow money pa from my dad. Kasi gusto kong bumili, magkano lang sweldo ko. So, umutang ko 20,000 pesos. Tapos, like most, syempre nalugi. Nalugi rin ako. Yun din. And then, I got married in my late 20s. So, syempre, mahal.
Yes.
Mahal naman kasalin.
Oo.
At although my husband paid for most of it, there were some things that I wanted na outside of the budget. So, syempre, binayaran ko. Tapos din yung...
Ginamit mo ba yung investments mo nun sa market?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oo, di ba? Mga realities di ba? Di ba? Yung mga
realities of life.
Of personal finance, di ba?
Yeah. Yun, pero, yun na nga, medyo nag-stabilize siya when I was in my 30s. Because of course, first of all, you start earning more money.
Yes.
And then, aside from that, I had my kids. So, nagkaroon ng purpose, motivation to invest. Kasi pag bata ka, parang isip mo, get rich quick. Tapos, pag kumita ako, gagawin ko yan.
Yeah.
But when you reach your 30s, parang meron ka ng purpose na, naku, bawal akong magkasakit. Pag nagkasakit ako, kailangan, kaya ko sarili ko, paano ba yung mga anak ko, yung mga ganon. And then, when I retire, I want to leave them something.
Yeah.
So, that motivated me to become more consistent in my investing.
Nagkaroon ka ng why.
Yes, oo. Tsaka, to invest bigger size.
Parang magandang conversation yun, no? Investment ba yung family, yung mga kids?
Yes, may purpose.
May purpose, yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Pael? When did you start investing or ngayon ka palang start?
Alam mo, Miss April, to be honest, this year actually, di ba may nausong trend na 2016 versus 2026 version of yourself? Actually, this year marked my 10-year of being in the financial market or being in the stock market. So nakita ko yung deposit slip ko, 2016 pala ako nag-start. But I'll be honest, I was lucky enough, grateful enough na I started during my college years. But in those 10 years, I would say na maybe 70 or 80% doon was not about investing. It was about what you were saying na gusto ko lang maging mayaman kagad. So it's about using the stock market as a get-rich-quick vehicle for me. So 70-80% of my journey back then was really just about speculating and trading. Which fast forward na I realized na, teka, parang iba pala yung investing and those two things. Na looking back, na the reason why I invested nga and went into the stock market so that I could invest in businesses, so that money can work for me. Pero yun pala, back then, I was just also working for money rather the other way around. So like you, ikaw nangutang ka ng during your IPO, so pinapakita ko sa parents ko yun, daddy, mommy, tignan mo to, yung stock na to, 10% in a day, di ba? Kayo sinasabi nyo, 8 to 10% in a year. Ito, pwedeng kitain sa stock market.
Overnight.
Di ba? Overnight, ganyan. So I also fell into that trap, right? But fortunately enough, I think because of studying, umokay naman ako sa trading side. But I said to myself na, okay, investing is really about, building wealth and accumulating assets. So I think that's my biggest learning in that past 10 years and being in the market.
So yung pagiging lugi did not discourage you?
There were days na I think overall, cumulatively, up naman sa journey na yun. But I remember talaga those days na kikita ako in a week. Tapos the next week, 50% nun mawawala or even minsan lugi pa. Right? And I think that yun yung hindi nakikita sa social media. Kasi nauso yan, di ba? Na parang ito yung kinita ko sa market, sa mga pursuit ko sa markets. Pero in reality, the mental stress is not worth it. So I think yun yung quote-unquote lugi talaga na nakita ko.
So, yung mga speculative,
yes,
yung mga get rich quick,
yes,
nakaka-stress.
Yes, and not just in the stock market, but other financial markets. So, yung tinatawag natin na volatility. Diba? Hindi siya sustainable in the long term. So, since we're talking about investing, Miss April, no? So, 30 or let's say for the people watching na parang dinadoubt nila yung sarili nila na parang hindi, too late na. So, is it ever too late to start investing?
Kung huli na ba talaga?
Yes, kung huli na ba talaga ang lahat?
Oo. Sa totoo lang, hindi pa. Because, I mean, di ba ang retirement age natin is 60, 65.
Yes.
So, assume na lang natin 65.
Okay.
No? Kasi, para ma-maximize natin na tuloy-tuloy tayo makapag-invest. 35 years is still a lot of time to invest. So ang bawi na lang natin since 20s, 'di ba? As both of us explained, nung 20s tayo, pa-invest tayo pero hindi naman consistent.
Yes, I think yun yung key, consistency.
So ang pambawi na lang is be disciplined and invest consistently.
Yeah.
So actually, yun na nga baka hindi lang parang alam naman ng lahat the power of compounding.
Okay.
Pero I guess the difference is let's put a number to it.
Yeah.
Kasi pag pinag-usapan, power of compounding, greatest power in the world. Pero what
exponential growth, di ba?
What
So
does
ano
that
yun?
mean?
Yeah. Yes.
So, can you guess? Let's say, invest ka ng 5,000 every month since you're 30.
Yes.
In-invest mo, tapos, let's say, sinuwerte ka sa stock market. You invest it until age 65. So, what will happen to your 5,000 monthly?
So let's say I did that, lumalabas siguro about 1.8 to 2 million pesos yung masisave ko after 35 years, di ba? Masisave pa lang yun. So growth, ano natin? 10% at 10% growth? Siguro
10%. Let's say sinuwerte ka, 10%.
Kung 2M yung nasave ko tapos in-invest ko yun, siguro mga times 3. 6 million?
6 million.
Oo.
Hindi.
Times 3. So, ilan ang ano?
It's going to be almost 17 million.
17 million?
Oo.
So, more than times 8 my money when I put it into work.
Yun lang 5,000 lang. Which is something I think a lot
From 2 million to
a lot of
17,
Filipinos can do. Pag sinave mo lang, save ka lang, wala.
Tapos may inflation ka pa.
Oh,
diba?
But anyway, so okay, let's use a more realistic return, 7%. No? But even at 7%, it's still a lot of money. 8.5, 8.6 million.
Yeah. Better than nothing.
Better than 2 million.
Yes.
Diba? So, yun lang, one simple act of setting aside 5,000 pesos every month na I think a lot of Filipinos can afford to do.
Yeah.
Meron ka ng 8.5 million. And then, pag sinuwerte ka, pwedeng mas malaki pa.
Galing.
Yeah. Pero, that said, hindi naman tayo titigil sa 5,000.
Yes.
Bakit ka titigil? Kung kaya mong 10.
Yeah. Especially, parang as older you get, diba, you get more, tumataas yung salary mo, or maybe may mga business ventures ka that you have additional streams of income that you can put more into investing.
So, iba, let's say, kaya mo ng 15,000. O, diba?
Yeah.
Or, sabi natin, sige, di ba yung example naman, you save 5,000 pero just save What
Yeah.
if yung, hindi, 2,000 lang talaga kaya ko?
Mm-mm. Yeah.
So again, at 7%, did you know na kahit 2,000 lang i-invest mo, after 35 years, you will still get 3.4 million. 2,000 lang yun.
Yes. Yeah.
Pero kung sabihin natin, sinabi mo, hindi, I'm committed, I'll do
Right.
this 15,000 a month.
Mm-mm.
Kaya ko naman, malaki naman sweldo ko, ganyan. Why not, di ba?
Yes.
Hindi naman natin sinasabi hanggang 5,000 ka lang.
Yeah. Oo.
Pwede kang magkaroon at 7%, 25.7 million. Which is not bad, di ba?
Ano yung kailangan monthly ko nun?
15,000.
15,000.
At 7%.
At 7%.
O, di ba? Parang, well, kaya naman, konting sacrifice, pero, di ba? It's not impossible. Yeah. So yun lang naman ang gusto nating iparating sa mga tao.
Yeah. Ang ganda nung sinabi mo doon, Miss April, na kailangan mo talaga yung discipline and yung consistency. Na parang, at yung naisip ko doon, parang investing is really like a muscle. Kailangan tine-train mo siya. And maybe for the people watching here, I think I'd like to share personal finance on how I do investing. Na parang sabi ko, this year, kung ito lang yung budget ko, next year, goal ko at least to increase that 10%.
Magandang goal yan.
So para at least yung hindi lang for yan, yung ginawa natin 5,000 per month. Siguro for the first 5 years, 5,000 lang invest mo per month. And then maybe on the 6th year, gawin mo 6,000. And then on the 10th year, gawin mo 10,000, di ba?
Yeah, a good tip would be when you get a pay increase.
Yes.
Huwag mong isipin agad na yung
Ano yung upgrade
100%
mo?
of
Yeah.
your pay increase will go to a lifestyle inflation
Yes.
upgrade.
Yeah.
Parang maybe half, sige.
Yes.
But half, set it aside
Set
for
na.
investments.
Galing. Yeah. So you mentioned, Miss April, na okay, 7%, 10%, yun yung pwedeng growth. Pero saan ko hanapin yung growth na yun? I think, like in terms of expenses, ang dami ring options. When I take a look and do my research when it comes to investing, ang dami ring options. Di ba? Parang you take a look at the internet, meron ka ng MP2, meron kang stocks, local, global, tapos maririnig pa sila, let's say, si gold or crypto. So, where do I find that growth with my investments? That
okay.
vehicle that can drive that growth?
So, anyway, yung mga products na yan kasi, you can classify them according to risk. Kasi sa dami nila, parang malilito ka, ay, ganyan, parang, how should I evaluate them?
Right.
One way you can evaluate these different products is according to risk.
Okay.
Meron yung least risky,
Okay.
so that would include cash. Pero yun na nga, as we discussed earlier, pag nilagay mo lang sa cash, walang mangyari sa'yo.
May
diba?
temptation pa, nagagastusin mo yan.
Oh, yeah. So, ayaw natin yan.
Oo.
And then, meron din tayong mga options na, more liquid options na nag-earn ng konti.
Yes.
So, you have, say, bank deposits. And then, next, you have mga money market funds. And then, yun na nga, may mga bond funds. Pwede ring direct bonds.
Okay.
Ang problema is, bago ka maka-direct bonds, kailangan mo ng 5 million pesos.
Big capital, huge
Big
capital.
capital,
Yeah.
which might not be accessible
Parang real estate, di ba?
to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then, yun na nga, yung isang magandang product din is the MP2. I think, variable siya, pero I think the track record is 4 to 10% every year.
Yeah.
Averaging 7%, then the amount is not so big.
Yes.
Ang isang maganda pa sa MP2 is tax-free.
Kasi
Kasi ang mga deposits, bonds,
Yes.
may 20%.
yeah, yun yung bagong tax na in-implement last year, di ba?
Hindi, dati na
But
yun.
dati na yun, okay,
Dati
okay.
na yun, oo.
Oo.
May mga exemptions lang dati, pero ngayon, ginawa na lahat.
Lahat na yun, okay.
Pero malaking bagay yung 20%.
Yes, over the long term, no?
Over the long term. And then, finally, you have mga stock funds. Kasi para sa mga Pinoys who don't know how to pick which stock to buy, you
Yes.
buy a stock fund.
Okay.
Kasi diversified na to si fund manager ng
Okay,
bahala.
yeah.
Pero yung mga masisipag dyan, pwede ring mag-individual stocks. Na maraming klase rin. Let's say you have the more popular REITs.
Yes.
And then yung mga individual stocks talaga na malaki yung upside potential in terms
Yeah.
of capital. And then yun na nga yung medyo sikat is the cryptocurrencies.
Okay, yeah.
But in general, we don't advise cryptocurrencies because Well, it's difficult to value it Kasi at least sa stocks, may rules tayo na
Yeah.
sinusundan. That it's all earnings-based.
Okay.
Crypto is more of sentiment,
Okay,
diba?
yeah.
Pag supply and demand, kaya yung volatility malaki.
Yeah.
Hindi naman natin ma-determine ano ba yung supply and demand nito. So at least individual stocks, yun na nga. Ang idea naman dyan, for example, right now, maraming nagbibigay ng cash dividends.
Yes.
Kasi nga, it's all earnings-based. So, pagka kumita yung kumpanya ng malaki, magbabayad siya
May
ng
kita
cash
ka din.
dividend. Tapos, kita ka. Or, yun na nga, pag nag-improve yung sentiment, may capital appreciation. So, that's why we like stocks. And going back to the products, may mga, I guess, interesting things to talk about. Like, for example, when it comes to bonds, personally, I'm not that keen or all the time when it comes to bond funds. Kasi nga, di ba, yung isang issue natin, kung individual bonds, you need millions.
Yes.
So, ang ibang investors, bilhin lang sila ng bond fund.
Okay.
Pero ako personally, ang sagot ko dyan is it depends. I don't always recommend bond funds. And why? Una nga is the 20% withholding tax.
Okay. Yeah.
So, malaking mabawas. So, ang pangalawa is the management fee that is charged by the asset management company.
Okay.
Malaki yon. So, kung yung interest rates mababa, tapos nabawasan ka na ng 20%, nabawasan ka pa ng management fee,
Yeah.
minsan wala ka ng returns
Right.
sa bond fund. So, I'm not that keen about local bond
Yeah.
funds.
That's today, right? Let's say, dito na papasok yung intelligent investing, no?
Yes,
Yeah.
oo. Well, ngayon, medyo may taas pa, pero parang kasi in a falling interest rate environment, parang baka dumating na tayo back to the stage. I'm thinking more like pre-pandemic. Naalala mo, baba ng interest rate dati.
Oo.
Or 2020, ganun. Sabi ko, ba't ko lang kinikita itong mga bond funds na to? Parang yun ang realization ko.
Okay.
Oo, kaya mag-ingat-ingat lang. Pero nung tumaas ang interest rates, 2023.
Nag-benefit rin sila doon.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay rin. And then, finally, on the deposits, kasi usually, pangit ang tingin natin sa deposit kasi ang baba ng interest, di ba? That's true if you invest in, or you put your money in the bigger banks.
Right.
Like your BDOs, BPI, Metrobank, ganon. Like even the other brick and mortar, like China Bank, Security Bank, all of that. Pero yung isang maganda ngayon is, di ba, recently, dumami yung mga digital banks.
Yes, oo. Nakikita ko yan online, di ba?
Yes.
Parang, open this account, tapos makukuha mo tong percent, di ba?
Mataas ang interest nila. So I think that's something that, the young people should take advantage of.
Yeah.
Yun nga, taxable ka pa rin. Pero still, the interest rates are very attractive. I guess to protect yourself lang, just limit the amount of money you put. Kasi yun nga, may PDIC insurance.
Yes. Oo.
So hanggang dyan ka lang sa limit. Huwag ka nang mag-exceed, di ba? Tsaka yun na nga, aside from that, I think yun na nga parang I think one of the things that people don't know is magkano ba dapat ang i-allocate ko sa stocks?
Okay, yeah.
Oo.
So, sabi mo, Ms. April, ngayon, dapat bonds and stocks. If I'm starting now, dapat yun ba yung consider ko?
In general, oo. Kasi di ba, ang isa pang issue is pag I'm a newbie investor, usually takot ako.
Yes, oo.
Di ba? But one thing that you should also consider is, pag 30 ka, youngish ka pa di ba? So, kailan ka mag-take on ng risk
Yeah.
kung matanda ka na or mas bata ka.
That's
Kasi
true.
pag mas bata ka, you can still, mababawi mo pa.
Yes, oo.
Oo. And of course, you want greater capital appreciation. Kasi nga, kailangan mo yung growth Parang example natin kanina, let's say you set aside 5,000 and you don't grow it, it's just 2 million.
Yes, oo.
Versus a 7% per annum, it's like 8 plus, and then 10% is 16, 17, no? So, in a way, you want a little bit of that faster growth. So, may tinatawag tayong rule of 100.
Okay, what's the rule of 100?
Yeah, so the rule of 100 states that the percentage of your investment that should be set aside for stocks should be 100 minus your age.
Okay.
So if you're 30 years old, it means that you should set aside 70% of your investments into stocks.
Yeah.
Oo. Pero nga ngayon, hindi na nga siya 100.
Oh, bakit?
Yung 110, iba 120.
What's the basis of 110, 120?
Kasi dati siguro mga 70 plus lang patay na yung tao. Pero nowadays, because of the progress.
Kaka-high rocks, kaka-marathon.
Oo, yun. So, wala. Yung life expectancy is longer because
na.
of improvements in
Okay. Yeah.
mga medical, parang progress, ganyan. So, kaya kailangan mas malaki ang invest natin sa market para yun nga may lasting power yung retirement funds natin. Hindi tayo maiipit na yun nga, the problem is what if we die too late tapos naubusan tayo ng pera.
Yeah. You don't want your kids to be the retirement fund, diba?
Yes, oo.
So,
Kailangan.
doing it, so habang yan, I think if you're starting today, you're in the age na it's the earliest that you're gonna be able to start your investing journey. So make sure na time is within your side. I think that's that's very important.
Yeah,
no?
oo. At saka yun nga, if you have time as a key investment highlight.
Yes.
One of your benefits. Take advantage of it by investing in the stock market.
Okay.
Like my kids, for example, syempre, they're still really young. When they got money as ang pao, nung una, nilagay ko siya sa, naalala ko pa yun, yung PPI deposit. Kasi daw 4% ang interest rate. Tapos, after a year or two, naisip ko, wait lang ha. Sabi ko, di nakinabang lang si BPI. Kasi hindi ko naman yung gagalawin. At hindi nila kailangan yan until they're probably like 20 plus. So, nilipat ko lahat sa stock market. Kasi, they don't need that money. And it's something, di ba, yung kanilang day-to-day expenses is shouldered by their parents.
So, how's it going so far? Parang may case na rin.
Syempre maganda. Maganda naman. Fruitful naman.
Fruitful,
yes.
Galing.
Yeah.
So, dun sa in-invest mo, Miss April, with your kids or maybe with our conversation na, okay, na-compute ko na yung age ko, rule of 100 or 110, 120, whatever. Let's say, 70%. Yan. So, yung 70% ba na yun? So, sa stocks yun. Pero what I'm seeing today is you can invest locally, then you can also invest globally. Right? So, should I go for local or should I go for global? Kasi ngayon, di ba, you would see mga AI, ganyan. So, nasa global yan lahat eh.
Usong-uso.
Di ba? Usong-uso yan.
Wala
So,
tayo yan.
so, what should I do? How should I allocate my equities side?
Okay, US versus Philippines. Okay. Honestly, I'm not against the US. I think over the long term, it's a good market.
Yeah.
Kasi kung iisipin natin, talaga naman in the US, the capital markets are more mature, more developed. And anything new na andun sa kanila talaga.
Tama. Yeah.
Like yun nga, AI. The best AI is there, di ba? Tapos yung mga Mag 7, etc. They're all there. The problem is, markets move in cycles. And the question is, where are we
in that cycle? Yeah, ganda yun.
And it looks like the US is medyo nasa top ng cycle siya. Yeah. Kasi parang yun na nga lahat ng tao nandun Tapos, another thing that analysts like me look at is valuation.
Okay.
Diba? So, mga US stocks medyo mahal. Like, I think in terms of PE, mga 20 plus times. On the other hand, ang Philippines, syempre, minsan parang yun na nga nakakawalang gana. Sabi nga nila, despondency or hopelessness.
New word
yun. Parang may hopelessness. Parang wala nang pag-asa. Ano ba ito? Ilang taon na lugi dito. Wala namang kinikita yung pera ko. Di ba? Ganun.
Tama.
But if you look at cycles, that's actually where you have the greatest opportunity. Kasi ngayon, in terms of valuations, Philippine stocks are, yun nga, di ba, US 20 plus, Philippines 8 times, 9 times.
Okay.
Tapos, if you actually look at social media, a lot of people are talking about high dividend yields.
Yes. Yeah.
And from companies that are not even traditionally high-yielding companies.
Yeah.
Na dahil sa mura nila, nagiging maganda na yung dividend yields. So, in that respect, ako personally, I prefer Philippines.
Okay.
Because of where it's at in terms of the cycle. But maybe eventually, when bumaba ang US, diba? Then, pwede naman tayo mag-diversify. Kasi nga, 35 years naman ang
Yes.
investing time horizon natin. Hindi na naman ibig sabihin na every day or all the time sa Philippines na.
Right.
Pwede namang pag gumanda ng USD, doon naman tayo maglagay.
Ganda no? So you were saying na maybe is it because of the AI hype kaya sobrang nandun na sa taas yung US market?
Yeah,
diba?
yeah, oo.
And today the Philippine market is quote unquote cheap. I remember 10 years ago nga, 'di ba? The Philippines is still basically in the level there is where it was 10 years ago. Pero when you take a look, like what you mentioned, the companies back then weren't paying dividends, but today they're paying dividends na, no? So I think doon na papapasok yung intelligent investing na know where you are in that cycle, right? Being wise with your investment. And I think that's a beautiful example of not investing blindly.
Yes.
Diba? So not investing. Yan, Miss April, I think very fruitful yung nagiging discussion natin. But I think learning from our mistakes and learning from your experience and your journey, what was your, let's say, biggest learnings that you wanted to share to your to us?
Like all of you guys, nalugi din ako.
Yes.
Pero ang magandang key learning from that is, the importance of making educated decisions, being updated with knowledge.
Yeah.
And that really helped me perform better in the stock market. Yun na nga, I mean, one of the advantages I have is being an analyst. So, syempre, I do the numbers myself and also working with a team of analysts here at CL Financial. So, binabasa ko talaga reports nila. And then we, exchange ideas about it. And another thing is, natutunan ko kasi di ba yung fundamentalist ako?
Yes.
So dati fundamentals lang ako. Pero ang realization ko, importante rin ang techniques. Lahat kailangan.
Yes.
Lahat
you need to kasi you need that edge, di ba? In your journey. Yeah.
We need to be open-minded.
Yes, exactly.
We need to know fundamentals.
Yes.
We need to know bottom-up.
Yeah.
Even what's happening to the economy. And now, even what's happening globally.
Yeah.
So, yun. And ang maganda is, I think COL is very focused on
education.
Educating investors.
Yeah.
So, last year, di ba, I launched my YouTube channel with the help of COL Financial. And, I think that's a great way for us and my team to talk about yung aming mga findings in the stock market and individual stocks through social media, which is where a lot of investors are today.
Yeah.
Oo. So yun yung maganda na ngayon, na matulungan yung mga tao so that they can invest more intelligently.
Ganda nun. So it's really more about investing in their education.
Yeah. I mean, we want investors who are, equipped, who are smart, who can make those good investment decisions, will take charge.
Yeah. Ang ganda rin sinabi mo, Miss April, na you need to have that open mind. And I think in the investing game, right, in your investing journey, hindi siya straight line. There will be ups, downs, and then I think what's important there is ano yung natututunan nila, whether it's you're in that profit cycle or in that losing cycle, di ba?
Oh, kung magkakatlos ka.
Kung magkakatlos ka, magro-rotate ka, di ba? Or mag-take profit ka. Right? I think just like you, ako kasi more on the technicals. Pero, as you grow older in the market, parang, okay, you need to have that open mind. Really try to understand everything na. Kasi, di ba, alam naman natin, guys, na making money is not easy. So, we need to learn all the things that we can. And that's why I think, intelligent investing, di ba, already summarizes all the things that's happening outside.
We try. Yeah. So it's also very fulfilling for us to see a lot of people learning more about the stock market. Yun lang. And ako lang curious ako, 'di ba? You started investing when you were in your 20s.
Okay,
so, how did you learn about the stock market?
Actually, so I was explore yan kasi I was looking for ways to earn and make money, diba? So isa dyan was about the stock market. And back then, like Call Financial was offering mga free seminars and I was just there as well, sitting down and then listening to the speaker na parang, kasi gamer din ako eh. Play games. So parang sabi ko, parang naglalaro lang pala to. So parang baka kaya ko din kasi simple lang. And then, history.
Okay. So, doon ka rin natuto?
Doon din ako natuto. So I was attracted to the charts, to the up, down, the swings in the market, and then the rest is history.
Yeah. But I think what's great is that these seminars are now available online.
Yeah.
Oh, so hindi na dati pupunta ka pa rito. Diba?
I know, gan naalala ko, nagka-cut pa ako ng classes noon para lang maka-attend sa mga seminars dati dito. But I think today, diba, everything's accessible. You also have AI to help you with your learnings. So, and that's a beautiful thing about starting today na wala ka na, parang I think there's no excuse not to start somewhere. Right?
And that's a wealth trainer for COL, What do you guys do? I know, like last year, ang alam ko lang, ang dami yung pinuntahang school.
Yeah, so I think in what we do, so I am a wealth trainer in Call Financial, but really more on the partnership and customer development. So we go all around the Philippines and teach Filipinos, specifically mga students and organizations, on how to start their financial and investing journey. So it's really more on being that advocates of financial and investing literacy. So last year, 2025, we've done over 100. So I think 105 schools and organizations just talking about investing and just starting. I think, Ms. April, I just want to share na, kasi I was also like that na student na sana may nagturo sa akin younger. So just paying it forward, and just grateful enough na I get to work with Call Financial to do that.
So what if there's a school that wants you to come over and talk about the stock market?
Everything. So we do this for free. So it's part of our advocacy. So I think the link will just be down below to know more details.
Yeah, we'll make sure to add that. So yung mga viewers natin, in case you want to learn more about the stock market,
you can invite us.
For your school or your organization, alam nyo kung sinong kontakin nyo. Okay, so with that, thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss April. So I hope they enjoyed, no?
Yeah, I hope yun na nga, good luck sa yung
thank you. I will make sure to execute all of the things that we talked about today.
Yeah, to be consistent.
Yes, to be consistent, to build that investing muscle.
And to invest more when you earn more.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
you
you.
So much.
Bye, guys.
That's it for the first episode of our Saving versus Investing series. Remember, if you're in your 30s and just starting, don't feel guilty. You're not too late. What matters is that you start now. And remember, be disciplined, invest consistently every payday, and keep learning. If there's a topic you'd like us to discuss, leave a comment down below. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Once again, I'm April Tan, reminding you to invest intelligently. See you in the next episode.